to end the war in Ukraine. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
See if we have something to announce maybe by Tuesday. I'll be speaking to President Putin on Tuesday.
President Trump trying to get Russia's leader to agree to a ceasefire like Ukraine already has, but Putin opposes the terms of that plan as the war rages.
Ukrainian drones targeted Russian energy facilities, but the governor of the Astrakhan region says the situation is under control. In Ukraine, air defenses have been called into action once again against Russian projectiles, including near the capital, Kyiv.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Trump also spoke on Air Force One flying back to Washington last night about controversial deportations.
I can tell you this, these were bad people. That was a bad group of, as I say, hombres.
261 illegal immigrants were sent to El Salvador Saturday, some of them gang members, and some were sent under the rarely used Alien Enemies Act of 1798.
This wartime authority gives the president the power to deport non-citizens without a judicial hearing. On Saturday, a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to stop the deportations to see if its invocation was legal. But the White House says two planes carrying alleged Venezuelan gang members were already in international airspace when the judge's ruling came down, so they argue they did not defy a court order.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. After midnight, the president posted on Truth Social some pardons that President Biden issued are void and no longer in effect, claiming they were signed by AutoPen and the president didn't even know about them. Those are preemptive pardons to shield members of the House committee that investigated the Capitol riot. The president's post suggests those lawmakers are now subject to investigation at the highest level. There's a lot of storm damage in the South and Midwest. The AP reports at least 39 deaths.
This tornado outbreak started on Friday and lasted 3 days. We know it led to 53 total confirmed tornadoes so far. That number is expected to rise, but that's in at least 10 states.
Fox Weather's Katie Byrne in Gordo, Alabama. America's listening to Fox News.
Fox News Audio presents the Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door, exploring the life and crimes of 5 serial predators from across the United States.
It's a very disturbing case.
In never-before-heard interviews and first-hand perspectives.
Described as pure evil. That's a good description.
The Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door. Listen and follow now at foxtruecrime.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Get those W-2s ready. Tax season has arrived. It's the Fox Business Tax Tips. Fox News Radio's Ginny Casola and Hillary Barsky are joined by the hosts of the Fox Business Network to provide you with the latest tips, tricks, and updates on filing your taxes. From deadlines to tax law changes to the latest deductions, we'll cover it all to make sure you keep that hard-earned money where it belongs, in your pocket. Listen and follow the Fox Business Tax Tips at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Houthi militants have been retaliating to U.S. airstrikes over the weekend that hit the Iran-backed group in Yemen, but their missiles and drones were shot down. The American strikes killed at least 53 people and aimed to stop the Houthis from attacking ships in the Red Sea region, disrupting commercial shipping.
National Security Advisor Mike Waltz described the strikes against the Houthis while appearing on Fox News Sunday.
We just hit them with overwhelming force and put Iran on notice that enough is enough.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on Fox's Sunday Morning Futures.
4 months ago, when we sent a ship through, it was shot at 17 times.
Hegseth says the strikes are about freedom of navigation and restoring deterrence.
The minute the Houthis say, we'll stop shooting at your ships, we'll stop shooting at your drones, this campaign will end. But until then, it will be unrelenting.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling, coming off another losing week in what has been a down month despite a big rebound Friday. March Madness is here with the NCAA college basketball tournaments coming up this week. Auburn is the #1 seed for the men. Duke and Florida and Houston are also regional top seeds out of the 68 teams with the first play-in games tomorrow night. In the women's bracket,
UCLA is the overall #1 seed. The Bruins head into the tournament with a 30-2 mark. That includes a victory over USC in the Big Ten title contest. The Trojans also claimed a top seed. They'll take on UNC Greensboro. Defending national champ South Carolina went 30-3 with an SEC crown. The Gamecocks will open up the tournament against Tennessee Tech. Texas is the other #1 seed. Bob Mortale, Fox News.
On the NASCAR track,
Josh Berry and the Wood Brothers win in Las Vegas. Gives us...
That's the call on FS1. Josh Berry's first career Cup Series win. Christopher Bell finished 12th, snapping a streak of 3 straight NASCAR wins. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Jackson County's EMA and rescue squad safely rescued 2 people from floodwaters that surrounded a home along the Roaring River Sunday morning. More than 3 inches of rain fell across the region Saturday into Sunday. Officials urging residents to exercise caution for the next several days due to flooding and roadway damages. Putnam County among 82 of Tennessee's 95 counties who reported unemployment rates below 5% in January, despite a slight uptick in its rate over the previous month. The county's rate increased 0.3 of a percentage point to 3.7%. Cookeville police have arrested a man for allegedly uploading child sexual abuse materials to his cell phone. 24-year-old Marcel Burgess charged with sexual exploitation of a minor. Cookeville PD says they began investigating in December after receiving a tip about a resident being in possession of child sexual abuse material. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here with you. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It is Monday. It's the 17th of March, and it's 6:06.
And it's St. Patty's Day. If y'all are listening and haven't got ready yet, wear your green.
I had something for that.
You did?
Yeah.
A high today around 53. We're at 32 right now. It's feeling a little chilly out there.
There we go. A little music to do a few things you need to know by. Is that going to mess you up or something?
That ain't going to mess me up. I was letting the music play and listening.
There we go. Sheila does have her green on today.
Yeah.
She looks like she's after my Lucky Charms.
I'm a little leprechaun.
All right, a few things you need to know. Let me get over here to that. Forest Hills Liquidation. FH Liquidation is coming soon to Cookeville, where the bargain hunt used to be at 560 South Jefferson Avenue.
I wondered what was coming in there.
Well, that's what's coming in there.
Now you've told us.
I thought you needed to know that.
Well, lace up your running shoes, Jason. Support Edgar Evans State Park with the Damn 5 Miler.
All right.
DAM, not DAMN. The beautiful 5-mile road race starts at the stunning Center Hill Recreation Area and showcases beautiful views across the dam and venture into Edgar Evans State Park. You sign up now, and the run is actually May 3rd at 8 a.m. So sign up for Dam 5K. DAM.
Homestead Timber Frames specializes in creating structures and quote, breathtaking aesthetics. They've signed a purchase agreement on its Crossville location and plan to build a state-of-the-art corporate headquarters on a 20-acre parcel in Cookeville that's somewhere adjacent to I-40. They didn't give the exact address, but when you start wondering, I wonder what that is, it's probably Homestead Timber Frames.
Well, Tennessee Tech is already talking about some activities for the kids through summer break. Their annual Summer Eleanor Ross Freedom School. It's free, 6 weeks. It's literacy and cultural enrichment program for 1st through 8th graders whose families qualify for free or reduced lunch programs as well. You can go to tntech.edu and search Summer 2025 to register for that.
The city of Cookeville, now this is something that, especially if you use Stevens Street as a little cut through or something like that from Willow, which a lot of people do these days.
I do too. It's going to be closed or something?
Starting today, the Stevens Street Improvement Project starts today. And that means that the road will be closed from 7 a.m., so here less than an hour, to 4 p.m. every single day. And today, let's see here, it's going to be from Willow to Franklin is where it'll be closed. Willow to Franklin, 7 to 4. And that's going to be going on for quite some time, so there'll be different portions of that closed, but when it's done, it's going to be real nice.
That's going to mess up my cut through, though. I'll have to find another cut through. Yeah. Well, JCPenney's is closing several stores nationwide in mid-2025. So that's like in the summer they'll start closing. And I checked out and see if our Cookeville store is going to be affected. No.
I didn't figure so.
It's not. So if you see JCPenney's closing, it's not the Cookeville one.
This is a great idea, and I hope the Monterey aldermen do it. The new multi-use field that they just got built, that was pretty much it was the brainchild of their former mayor, Nathan Walker. Of course, he passed away when he had only been in office for what? Maybe a year.
Yeah, I was thinking it was less than a year, but I may be wrong.
Incredible guy. Incredible. And so the aldermen are considering naming the multi-use field after him.
Oh, that's great.
That's a no-brainer for them.
Yeah.
And they just go ahead and get that done.
I agree. Yeah.
Will they print any signs? Will they do anything else? Just do it and be done with it. That's an easy decision. Mayor Walker was just a great guy, and it was his idea. Great on the alderman to go ahead and get that done.
Yeah.
And so he's such a well-respected guy. I think he deserves it. So hope they make that decision.
So have you got more on things you need to know?
No, that's it.
All right. It's time.
Had a funny meme if you want to hear it.
Okay, go ahead.
The first rule of Condescending Club is really kind of complex, and I don't think you'd understand even if I explained it to you.
Were you being condescending, Jason?
No, I'm.
It's time for your 2 cents. It's brought to you by Freedom Pawn on.
Oh, you know what? We should tell people about tech. If they don't know.
We should.
Yeah, had a great party last. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead, Jason. It's all about Jason.
No, it's about tech.
It is. It was a great celebration at Midtown Social yesterday evening.
It was cool and
packed.
And they made it on ESPN. You see that?
I did see that.
And Tech is a 16 seed, and they get to take on the number 1 seed, South Carolina, which South Carolina was number 1 the entire season almost. They are tough.
Well, I haven't really kept up with them, but they had some big girls on that team. It looked like just even sitting down, they looked like, I'm thinking, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
And they even look like,
oh yeah.
They probably don't even know who Tech is.
Probably not.
Because they were looking like, oh, we don't care. And I'm like, and our Tech girls were just so excited.
Oh, I
hope they don't even practice.
I hope we shock the world Friday.
I do too.
Oh, people are like, where did this Tennessee Tech team come from? Right here.
And whoop them.
That's what I hope.
Me too. But I mean, our girls were so sweet and so excited.
They were, and it was great to see them and the coaches.
And I love that it was packed and everybody was ready to see them and cheer for them.
I mean, packed.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't hardly move in Midtown Social.
I'm glad I got there on time so I could save Sheila a seat.
Thank you, Jason. I didn't get there late.
5:37.
How is that late? I got there before the girls. They didn't come till 6.
We had agreed on 5:15 to 5:30.
No, I asked you what time you were going to be there. I didn't say I'm going to be there at 5:15.
When someone asks what time are you going to be there, that automatically means I'll be there at the same time.
That did not mean that, y'all. I didn't say it. I just was curious.
I was afraid you're going to miss everything. All right.
He always likes to point out he gets there before me, but he'll get there an hour or two before anything even starts. I didn't even know if Midtown Social was even going to be open when you arrived.
I was there at 5:15, just like I said.
I didn't even tell him when I was going to be there. I just said I was going to be there, and I got there way before the girls came.
5:37. You got there about 10 minutes. You had about 10 minutes to spare, which is just fine, Sheila. You're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead with your 2 cents. Brought to you by Freedom Pond on Mayberry Street.
No wonder you like the condescending meme.
You wouldn't understand, Sheila. Just do your little 2 cents thing.
You're now cursed with the job the main character has in the last movie or TV show you watched. What's your new profession?
I'm a tracker. The show on CBS where the guy tracks down missing people.
I bet you'll find the missing people before they even go missing, because you're so early.
Well, I'll probably get there and be like, wonder where those missing people are.
I'm Helen Mirren. I'm taking care of the ranch on Yellowstone, 1923. We'll find out what everybody else is coming up after the break. Won't y'all stay with us? I hope that you're not late like I am all the time.
Don't be late. It's 6:16 now, in case you needed to know. We got your 2 cents coming up next with the very on time and wonderful Sheila Scruggs.
Don't be trying to suck up now.
Jason next. So stick with us.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk, Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at the Livingston Central Park. The race is supporting Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's mission to build affordable homes and strengthen communities. So lace up and join the fun Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at Livingston Central Park for Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk. To register, visit uchabitat.org.
Hundreds of Upper Cumberland residents need help today as they struggle with disease, sickness, or injury. When you give, 100% of your gift goes to help right here in our community. Learn more at cookevilleregionalcharity.org.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. Have you ever really spent time planning for life after work? If not, you're not alone. For most, it's a scary thought. Making sense of investments, Social Security, Medicare. To make it worse, the advice people typically get is from salespeople or family members who got their information from salespeople. We are here to take the mystery and fear out of retirement. The next step is yours. Call 615-851-1950 or go to paulwinkler.com. That website is paulwinkler.com, creating confident investors.
And now located in Cookeville.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Hey, you want to hear some great news? Preborn is bringing babies back to life. What you might not be aware of is that even though Roe has been overturned and abortion has been greatly restricted in many states, the abortion pill has now superseded surgical abortions, accounting now for 60% of these deaths. Preborn's network of clinics are on standby for women in their darkest hour, and when they meet them with God's love and free service to help them choose life, including a treatment that counteracts the toxic abortion pill, these life-saving and heart-changing measures, Preborn and their network clinics have rescued over 330,000 babies' lives. But the work has just begun, and every day thousands of babies' lives hang in the balance. Your tax-deductible donation of any amount is crucial in the fight and the heartbeat of our nation. Will you help us? All proceeds will go towards life. Just dial pound 250, pound 250, and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or donate securely at preborn.com/hope. That's preborn.com/hope. Sponsored by Preborn.
She wants to be home with her friends. But at this moment, she's fighting a brain tumor.
Please take a moment and join St. Jude in finding cures and saving children. Visit stjude.org.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:20 now.
And your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. They have everything from tools to guns and ammo, even generators, jewelry, TV, well, a little bit of everything.
All the stuff you need.
All the things you need, the cleanest, friendliest pawn shop around, Freedom
Ever
Pawn.
in the world.
You're now cursed with the job the main character has in the last movie or TV show that you watched. What is your new profession?
Well, mine's Tracker from CBS.
I've not even seen that show.
It's a good show. You'd like it.
Well, I like 1923, and I am Helen Mirren. I'm running the farm. I'm telling people what to do. I'm also very supportive of my man.
Yeah, I haven't seen the latest episode yet.
I won't ruin it.
Is it good, though?
Of course.
I thought the last episode was a little slow, to be honest with you.
1923 has slow parts.
Yeah.
But Spencer's getting closer and closer to being home.
Well, good, because that thing's been going on forever.
I'm ready for Spencer to come home.
Which I guess it did 1923, if you think about it. There wasn't a quick way to get anywhere.
There wasn't planes back then.
But no, wasn't an interstate.
No.
Yeah, there were cars.
There were cars.
Barely.
That was those A models. And
yeah.
Is it A and T?
I'm not sure. I don't even know what their top speed would be. Not enough.
I think it was like 20. Something like that.
20. We'll go 20. You're probably right.
So here's what people are saying. Kayla said, Fear the Walking Dead. So I guess I'm unemployed. Yeah, because nobody worked. They just fought off zombies.
Yeah.
So, Kayla, that's pretty cool.
That's a job. Zombie fighter.
I mean, that's a really tough job. You got to do it all the time, every day, all day, and be prepared.
We might need that someday.
You got to show up early, though.
Yeah.
Sarah said, apparently I'll be a school marm. The last show I watched was When Calls the Heart. When Calls the Heart?
I've seen that show, yeah.
Haven't.
It's cute. Very girly.
Would I like it?
Yeah. I think some of the other girls at the radio station watch it. Like the business office girls. I think they watch
Business girls.
Yeah. Chastity and Helen.
Connie said, I'm Helen Mirren.
That's two Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. That's my sister-in-law, so we're both fighting to be Helen Mirren.
Well, I'm not sure who'll win. I'm going to go with you, Sheila.
I don't know. We're each Helen Mirren to our own household.
I got you.
Lori said, Cloud9 store manager, but I just got a promotion and I'm moving to California.
I love that little show. It's cute.
It is very funny.
I love that.
Eric said, Joshua Gates. So I'm an adventurer, television personality, author, and producer. I don't know who Joshua is.
I don't either, but sounds like
sounds
he's busy.
interesting.
Yeah.
Russell, Connie's husband, said, I run the Yellowstone Ranch in 1923. So he's Harrison Ford.
Oh, I thought Helen Mirren was running the ranch.
Well, they both run the ranch.
Oh, okay.
Depends on if you're the male or female.
Right, but he does the killing.
Yeah, I guess he does.
Yeah. Okay.
She can.
Oh, I know.
Jim said a nurse trying to save his pregnant wife. I wonder what show you watched, Jim. Huh.
I don't know. I don't know what show that would be.
Jason Bauer says Daredevil Reborn. Technically, his job is a lawyer, but he's really a daredevil.
That's true, yeah.
Border Patrol agent. That's Kim. That sounds good. Johnny Ferguson, advertising professional is his new job. He watched Ozzie and Harriet. I love it. I love it. Angela said she is in forensics because she watched Forensic Files.
Ah.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Amanda said U.S. Marshal. Doc on Grey's Anatomy is what Christy said. We're talking about the last show you watched and what is your new profession from judging from the last show you watched. Scarlett said a millionaire from oil discover from oil discovery. She said when hunting for food. I don't know what show it is.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, they come a bubbling crude?
Yeah.
Okay. And Sherry's a doctor because she watched Becker.
I love Becker.
Yeah. Boy, there's a...
I thought I might be the only person who had watched Becker recently. That makes me
You're
happy.
not the only one.
Well, that's great.
So there's a lot of good shows everybody watched.
Head over to News Talk 1077 and 1400 The Hub on Facebook. Get in on that. Good question from Sheila. Sheila picks all these questions every morning. And you know what? Does a damn good job.
Thank you.
I mean,
Early bird.
just fantastic. Just to be sure we get that out there.
Jason Grider. the things I put up with him.
Sorry, a little inside joke there.
It was. He was picking again.
Oh. Well, we say we say congratulations to the Tennessee Tech women.
Yes.
They'll be playing Friday. I'd heard at 1:00. Is that still the time? We
didn't get the time. I know it's Friday.
Okay. Well, I know they released the times. We'll go look that up for you and find that out. Of course, you'll be able to hear the game on 106.1 The Eagle on Friday if you've got some running around to do and can't be in front of a television. You can listen to it on the radio while you're running around. And but I'm pretty sure, I know it's Friday, and I think it's at 1, but we'll double check that. And then the Vols play. They're a number 2 seed, and I think they got a great bracket.
It says 3 p.m. here.
3.
Friday, March 21st at 3 p.m. against South Carolina.
Is that on the ESPN app? Because the app changes the time for you, so that may mean 2:00 Central.
Gotcha.
So, but we'll get all that straightened out for you. But just real happy for the ladies over at Tennessee Tech getting to go to the NCAA tournament. Proud of those Vols too, getting a number 2 seed.
Yeah.
They play Wofford, and Kentucky's on their side of the bracket, which leads me to this.
What's that?
Should we do a Good Morning Cookeville bracket challenge?
Maybe.
I'll get that set up today.
You want to do that?
Yeah. We'll see if we can get Rafferty and Anthony in on it and some of the other radio stations. And, of course, you guys. We have no prize to give away.
Should we just have bragging rights?
Just bragging rights, which means a lot. I mean.
It does around here.
Right. I mean, to be able to brag, well, ho, ho, ho.
You know, Jason, he's going to brag whether he's good or not.
Sheila, I'm not a big bragger. I'm pretty humble about things.
I believe you want to get to places early just to say everybody else is late.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, it's it.
So anyway, congratulations. There's, I think, as far as Tennessee teams go, Vandy is in the big dance. Memphis, I thought there was another one for some reason. There may be, but we've at least got 4 or 5 teams from Tennessee between the men's and women's that are in the NCAA tournament. And congratulations to all of them. 6:29 now. We've got Spoiler Alert. That's coming up next, so stick around for that. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Jackson County's EMA and rescue squad safely rescued 2 people from floodwaters that surrounded a home along the Roaring River Sunday morning. More than 3 inches of rain fell across the region Saturday into Sunday. Officials urging residents to exercise caution for the next several days due to flooding and roadway damages. Putnam County among 82 of Tennessee's 95 counties who reported unemployment rates below 5% in January, despite a slight uptick in its rate over the previous month. The county's rate increased 0.3 of a percentage point to 3.7%. Cookeville police have arrested a man for allegedly uploading child sexual abuse materials to his cell phone. 24-year-old Marcel Burgess charged with sexual exploitation of a minor. Cookeville PD says they began investigating in December after receiving a tip about a resident being in possession of child sexual abuse material. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The NCAA tournament bracket was released yesterday. The Tennessee Volunteers are a 2 seed in the Midwest bracket and play Wofford in the first round on Thursday at 5:50 in Lexington. With a win, they would play the winner of UCLA and Utah State. Auburn was the number 1 overall seed in the South, with Duke in the East, Houston in the Midwest, and Florida in the West. The Tennessee Tech women found out where they'll be headed during the women's selection show on Sunday. As winners of the OVC tournament, they received an automatic berth and will be a 16 seed going to South Carolina to play the number 1 Gamecocks on Friday. The Cleveland Cavaliers had their franchise best win streak of 16 games snapped yesterday as they fell to the Magic 108-103. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Nets beat the Hawks 122-114, Lakers over the Suns 107-96, and 76ers beat the Mavericks 130-125. Join us tonight for some high school baseball as the Upperman Bees open up district play against the Stone Memorial Panthers. First pitch from Baxter is set for 5:30, weather pending on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Lauren Simonetti, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Berkshire Hathaway increased its holdings in Japan's largest trading houses, as revealed in filings made Monday to Japan's finance ministry. Warren Buffett's conglomerate company raised its stakes by a little over 1 percentage point to about 9.3% in 5 companies, including Mitsubishi and Sumitomo. The move is expected to provide a sense of security about investing in Japanese stocks. Forever 21 has filed for bankruptcy in the U.S. for the second time. The retailer used to be the top spot for cheap and fashionable clothing aimed at teenagers. Locations in the U.S. as well as its website will remain open while it prepares to shut down. Forever 21 has faced stiff competition from Chinese online discount retailers Shein and Temu. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
When I started skiing, I didn't think about setting any records. When I won my first race, I didn't think about how many more I might win. So when I made it to the top of the world, it never crossed my mind to stop. Being the best isn't the same as being your best. There are no shortcuts to the top, so find the people who help get you there. I'm Michaela Schifrin, and that's what Team Stiefel means to me. If you're an advisor or an investor, choose Stiefel, where success meets success.
Stiefel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Past performance is no indication of future results. Investing involves risk. Consult a financial advisor before making.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Monday morning forecast. Calm conditions have returned to the region, and so is the cold this morning. Skies will be sunny heading into the afternoon hours, with highs only topping out in the low to mid-50s. North-northwest wind at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight will be mainly clear with lows in the upper 30s. Spring-like warmth returns tomorrow with highs around 70.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
on 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:34 now. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning, Jason. We've got Pete Smith with Power of Putnam in here after 7, along with Adrian Lees. They're going to talk about some things Power of Putnam is doing.
Okay.
Also, Steve Chapman with Rise It Above Ministries. That's after 7:30.
All right, got some good stuff going on. Let's see here. Spoiler alert time, Sheila. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. Jimmy Fallon's got Michael Shannon on. I think I know who that is. Or I've at least known a Michael Shannon before. That's a common radio name. Michael Shannon.
And I'm thinking, is it somebody in sports?
Yeah, I don't know. Jason Momoa is going to be on Jimmy Kimmel.
What's he got going on now?
Couldn't tell you. On regular TV tonight, you've got The Neighborhood on CBS, Papa's House on CBS, also NCIS and NCIS Origins, both of them on CBS. The Voice is on NBC. The Bachelor is on ABC, and a series premiere of a show I'm sure Sheila will watch, A Body in the Snow.
Ooh. What channel's that on?
That ID channel.
Oh,
yeah, you
seen
like
that
that.
before.
That's like Sheila's HGTV.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New to streaming, Cocomelon Lane season 4 on Netflix. I know, parents, super excited. At least it's something new from Cocomelon. Inside, that's on Netflix, a series premiere of that. The Sabrina Soto Show on Hulu, season 1. And looks like it's it as far as new streaming. So there you go. With all that, with the electricity went off at my house, and my Roku didn't remember my Hulu password. Guess who else can't?
Oh no.
Me.
Oh no. You don't have it saved somewhere?
I thought I did, but apparently I don't.
Well, you need to go on the app and say I forgot password
I know.
and change it.
I didn't want to deal with all that.
Too much trouble, isn't it?
Yeah. Ted Lasso is returning for a fourth season on Apple TV. He'll reprise his role of Ted Lasso. Beetlejuice actor Justin Theroux. And that's not the Canada guy.
No, totally different. This is the actor.
That's a different guy.
He dated Jennifer Aniston for a while.
Well, he got married to Nicole Bryden Bloom from the show Gilded, which I've never seen.
Is it Gilded Age?
Gilded Age. Yeah, that's it, Sheila. You're right. I should have known that. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
But, I mean, I tried to watch Gilded Age, and forgive me, all the girls that love it. Sometimes those period pieces, I can't get into.
Yeah. Amelia Perez and Wicked won the live action feature categories at the 75th Ace Eddie Awards on Friday, whatever those are. Yay! Whatever those are.
Yay!
Kanye West has publicly accused the Kardashian mob, along with Disney and Hulu,
Kardashian mob,
of severely limiting his involvement in parenting his and Kim Kardashian's four kids.
I can see why.
Dude, or it might just be like you're being weird right now, and they don't want your weird and naked girlfriend hanging out with the kids.
Right, because if y'all remember, I forget which award show it was, his girlfriend walked down the red carpet and nothing but mesh.
They broke up now. But still, I mean, I get it. If I was those kids' daddy and their mama was acting that way, I'd be like, you might need some self-reflection.
Right. You might need some self-reflection.
Maybe you should go home and think about the why.
You might need some self-reflection.
See, it's not me, it's you. You're a weirdo.
I mean, as weird as the Kardashians are,
Now, I'm also
Kanye may have them beat.
right. I'm also not a big proponent of keeping people's daddies away from them.
No, and let me just take up for Kim for a minute. Not that I'm a huge Kim Kardashian fan, but she has said and tried to keep Kanye in their life because that's their daddy.
Yeah.
But when he goes off the rails, she's like, I think we're gonna wait just a little bit, let you get your stuff together.
Yeah. Just go get it together, Kanye.
Yeah.
We know you can. You've done it before.
Yeah.
And then be all like, hey, I sorry about that. I went off the rails for a second.
He kind of makes you want to root for him because I don't think I think he's smart.
Well,
I think
you're right. I mean, he does. You want to root for him. It's kind of like Britney Spears. There's such a mess. You just want to,
yeah.
come on.
It's like,
you can do better than that.
and both of them very talented, Britney and Kanye.
Boy, I hope they don't get together.
Ooh.
Oh, that'd be
Don't
terrible.
even put that into the stars.
Speaking of Kim Kardashian, she's faking backlash for a photo shoot with a Tesla robot and Cybertruck.
Faking?
Facing.
Oh, I
backlash.
thought you said faking.
No, Kim Kardashian is facing backlash for a photo shoot that she did with a Tesla robot and a Cybertruck. That's ridiculous.
It's very ridiculous.
And once you realize it ain't but 20%, who even cares what kind of backlash you're going to get?
Well, I'm sure she's backlashing all the way to the bank.
I'm sure there was people out there that hated Henry Ford too.
Yeah, even the Wright brothers.
Yeah, even the Wright. I'm sure that
They're probably jealous.
those damn Wright brothers thinking they could fly.
And now Boeing, they got jealous, but look, they didn't put as much work into it as the Wright brothers.
He went up there and got them. That was such a cool rocket launch. And then did you see the rocket come back down to Earth and land? So it wasn't one of the kind that it grabbed. It had its own feet that popped out. Looked like it was from a 1970s space movie. Because the rocket came all the way down, and then 4 feet popped out, and it landed on those 4 feet.
Just perfection.
Like,
now was it Butch Barry Wilmore that he got?
well, I think
They went up to get.
I think they're bringing them back. Is it today or tomorrow? Because it has to be just right.
Right, everything has to be just right.
Them to land where they're going to land and all that.
Well,
stuff.
I know that. I mean, look how long they were going to be up there. What, 10 days or something? And then it's been 9 or 10 months.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, good, they're ready to go get our Tennessee Tech graduate,
Right.
Butch Wilmore, Butch Barry, same thing. And then they said, well, no, they're going to get some others first and then them. I'm like, oh my God.
No. They're going to get them. Yeah.
It's confusing.
It is. Well, they're up there now. And then, did you see how happy they were when they got docked? And did you see the Russian astronaut, or I think they call them cosmonauts, maybe?
Yeah, cosmonauts. Doesn't that sound professional?
Did you see him? He had on an alien mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cute.
I thought it was pretty cute,
Yeah.
too. So anyway, I'm not exactly sure when they come back, but
I'm ready for them to come back.
I hope they come back soon.
Yeah.
It may be today. Anyway, it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. And they're going to do a movie about all that.
I mean, they have to, right?
And I think Butch should star himself in his own movie.
Diddy Combs entered a not guilty plea on Friday, in case you're wondering.
I was wondering that. I was up all night wondering if he's going to plead guilty or not.
I mean, many times he tried to get bail. Now he might as well keep on going with this story, I guess. I mean, he's pot committed to what he's been telling people now.
Yeah, he's like, I've said that said this enough. I just got to stick with it.
Yeah. So there's the latest on all the stuff that's going on in the world of entertainment, music. It's spoiler alert, and it's here on Good Morning Cookeville. 6:44 now. We'll be back here in just a minute with the real good. That's a couple of stories that are positive and uplifting. And also round one, a clean slate for Sheila Scruggs and Ask Sheila. You ready? You ready for it?
I guess.
We live in a championship town now, Sheila.
I know there's a lot of pressure.
You got to keep up appearances and keep winning those championships. We'll be right back with that here on Good Morning Cookeville, live from the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
This is the best time to buy America's best-selling trucks. This is Ford Truck Month. Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. Now is the time to buy a new Ford truck from Ford of Cookeville. You can get up to $15,000 off MSRP for a limited time during Ford Truck Month. All of our trucks are marked down to the best prices they'll have all year. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnOfCookeville.com.
You work hard to provide a better life for your family. The only problem is that you now have a tax bill that you can't afford to pay. The IRS is now threatening to garnish your wages and put a levy on your bank account. You can't ignore the IRS. They won't go away on their own. You need help, and you need it now. Call the Tax Pros at United Tax Fix today. Call 800-762-2768. That's 800-762-2768.
Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. Matthew chapter 9, verse 35. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time. Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, Exceptional Bean, Royal House of Cheese. Go to halfpriceuppercumberland.com. Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Online only absolute auction for the estate of Ricky Gentry, CPA, at 721 Breeding Avenue. This is a highly desired location in the middle of Cookeville, Oaklawn Estates. A nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom brick home with 2,500 plus square feet sits on a double lot that offers front and rear driveways and a 2-car garage with covered carport. Also selling a large inventory of quality personal property. Bidding ends Thursday, March 20th at 10 a.m. Call Lee J at 526-5335 or visit eagleauctions.com.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:48 now.
And happy St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be a sunny day, but high only in the low 50s. We've got 32, but the feels like temperature is 23.
Yeah, that wind will cut right through you this morning.
It is a little breezy this morning.
Every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories, and we try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it The Real Good. Neil Lansdowne of Rockport, Missouri, made an unexpected discovery while working in his garden. He found a high school class ring from Omaha, Nebraska, inscribed with the name Carrie Crocker. And they've been missing since around 1981.
The year of our Lord.
The year of our Lord. Neil was fascinated by the ring and wondered how it had traveled so far, being his garden. But he mostly just wanted the ring to be returned to its owner. With the help of some TV news reports, Carrie, who now lives in Florida, learned that his ring was discovered. Unfortunately, he couldn't solve the mystery of how the ring ended up in Missouri.
Did he even know he lost his ring?
I'm sure he knew. He said, I have no clue how it got away from me, Carrie said. Whether I lost it or misplaced it or someone stole it, I don't know. I bet he gave it to his woman and forgot all about it. Because that's what you did in high school. That's how that's high school married.
It's how you claimed each other.
And she moved to Missouri.
Threw it in the yard.
It was like, I don't need that anymore. He was a butthole.
Is that what happened, you think?
Yeah.
This is the real good.
That's what happened. Well, the part that he got his ring back is
That's the real good part.
Yeah.
Not that he lost his girlfriend.
Right. In the charming town of Fowey, England, a bus stop has been transformed into a local landmark thanks to the creative efforts of its residents. For the past 20 years...
Whoopsie, sorry. That knock was me.
For the past 20 years, this simple bus stop's been decorated with quirky themes, from a tea room to a yacht race, even a tribute to Elvis. Sarah Warren, one of the artists, shared, I'm always liking to keep busy and always liking to do things that just make people smile. The latest theme is Time to Stop, and the time is spelled THYME. Features real and painted pots of ceilings, creating a cozy greenhouse vibe. The tradition is not only brighten the days of people in that little town, but also put smiles on the faces of people all around the world, because it's constantly updated on their Facebook page.
Sounds nice. Yeah.
To Neil Lansdowne and to Carrie Crocker for finding the class ring, and to the people of Fowey, England. Y'all are real good. All right, Sheila. Round one.
I'm number one.
This week's Ask Sheila.
All right. I'm ready as I'll ever be. It is Monday, though, y'all. Realize that.
This looks like it has things to do with work and morning, which both things you're familiar with.
I'm familiar with a lot of things. That doesn't mean I'm going to get the questions right.
The average person, this is question one, round one, okay?
All right, okay.
The average person goes through 7 of these in their lifetime. What are they? Remember, this is work themed.
7 jobs.
No. The average person goes through 7 of these in their lifetime. What are they? Not jobs.
Phones.
Not phones. One more guess.
Clocks.
Office chairs.
Same thing as jobs.
Because you get a new office chair with every job,
right.
Don't you?
Exactly.
No, we're not going to give it.
Not going to give it.
All right, Sheila. Question 2 of round 1 of today's Ask Sheila.
Yes.
On a typical day, 9% of people will do this before work. What is it?
Drink coffee. No, you said 9%.
9% of people will do this. But I will tell you, you're close.
Get coffee on their outfit.
That's right. Spill coffee or something else on themselves.
That happens a lot. To me.
It does happen a lot to you, doesn't it?
Well, when's the last time you've known it to happen?
Well, it almost happened just a few minutes ago. Yeah, that's why you have your no spill lid.
Yeah, I have the no spill lid, y'all. And then when I want to drink, I pop the lid down, take a little sippy sip,
right?
Then I put the lid back up. If I knock it over, it doesn't spill.
Right. There's been a lot of scares.
This should be sponsor of the morning show.
The no spill coffee cup.
The corksicle.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. But I had to pay full price.
The corksicle.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. Corkcicle.
Oh,
Corksicle.
how about that?
I don't even know where they got that name at.
Is there cork in it or something?
Maybe that's what keeps it
Insulates
warm
it.
the whole time. Yeah.
All right, Sheila, last question here. This is question number 3, round 1. Got one correct today so far.
I'm shocked at that one.
58% of people have done this before work in the morning. What is it?
58%.
That's a pretty good percentage. 58% of people have done this before work in the morning.
Is it exercise?
No.
Take a bus.
Nope.
Am I close?
Nope.
You gonna give me a hint?
If I gave you a hint, you'd get it. I can't think of a hint good enough that would still leave you some wiggle room to get it wrong.
58% of people have done this before
Yeah.
work. Hit the snooze.
Shopped for groceries.
Before work?
Oh, yeah. Before work.
I'm just thinking of how early everybody has to get to work.
I've done that before. When Walmart was 24/7, I'd go grocery shop before work. It was magnificent.
Magnificent.
Yeah, you're the only one in there except for the people stocking.
Yeah.
And no real weirdos. And if they are, they're real weird. So they're at least the most entertainment you can get.
Okay, I see. And then you've gotten groceries, went back home.
Oh, no, you just take them to work with you.
Oh, so it's you're
Yeah, I try not to get non-perishables. And
no milk and things
if I
or
did,
eggs.
most offices have a
Fridge.
Yeah.
Well, all right then. I
I'd-
wouldn't have gotten this one
I'd rather get that done in the morning than wait till the afternoon.
before work. Notice we start real early though.
Right, but if Walmart was 24/7, I'd do it.
When are they going to be 24/7 again, if
I
ever?
don't know. Maybe not ever.
Boy, that pandemic changed a lot of things.
Sure did. But and Walmart not being 24/7, I think, is one of the things it messed up real bad with. But yeah, I've absolutely done that. And then I've shopped a little bit for things I needed at the office as well.
Yeah.
But not
Like coffee. Usually I thought the only time you get out before work is to get coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you'll get some other little things you need.
Yeah. So that's why Walmart was so great. 'Cause what if I needed shoestrings?
Now you can just have to be Walgreens or something like that. Don't they stay open 24/7?
Yeah, Walgreens does, but that's shady to me.
Is it shady?
Yeah. I don't like the past few times I've been in Walgreens.
Shadier people than we're at Walmart in the early morning, right?
Yes.
I get you.
Yeah. Right.
I see a lot of arrests coming out of Walgreens.
You do.
And I'm not joking.
I don't know.
There's- Yeah.
Me neither. Last time I was in there, somebody was getting arrested. And I looked at the cashier and said, "Do I need to wait?" She said, "No, come on.
Come on, honey.
This happens all the time."
Like it's just a thing.
Yeah.
We're used to it. Come on.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go then. Coming up next, who we got, Sheila?
We've got Pete Smith from Power of Putnam, also Adrian Lees. They're going to talk about some of the things Power of Putnam is doing. Then Steve Chapman from Rising Above Ministries at 7:30.
Good stuff. All right. Got some great guests coming up after 7 o'clock right here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window studio. Be sure to check out willowwindow.pro and learn about their new summer space. Some really cool things for your patio, deck, yard. Learn about it at willowwindow.pro. Go ahead and book your estimate today. Turn your outdoor space beautiful again. 6:59, and we'll be right back on Good Morning Cookeville.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB, Cookeville.
President Trump is planning to talk to Russia's leader. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, trying to work out how and what terms they can have to end the war in Ukraine.
We'll be talking about land. We'll be talking about power plants. That's a big question.
President Trump also says his teams have been busy over the weekend trying to narrow the gaps between Ukraine and Russia. And he says a lot of progress has been made, leading to a potential conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin as soon as tomorrow.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. So far, Putin's rejected the terms of a ceasefire plan that Ukraine agreed to. President Trump's thanked El Salvador for accepting 2 plane loads of deported illegal immigrants Saturday. But there is controversy. A federal judge tried to block that.
The Trump administration did not refuse to comply with a court order, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says, after the administration flew hundreds of suspected migrant gang members to El Salvador and Honduras. Leavitt says while the order from a federal district court judge had no lawful basis, it was issued after the migrants were already out of U.S. territory and airspace.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Houthi militants have fired missiles and drones at U.S. targets, but they've been shot down. The Iran-backed rebels trying to retaliate for weekend U.S. airstrikes that hit the terror group in Yemen, killing at least 53 people to stop the Houthis from attacking ships in and around the Red Sea. National Security Advisor Mike Waltz tells Fox News Sunday,
"We just hit them with overwhelming force and put Iran on notice that enough is enough."
There's a lot of damage in the South and Midwest after storms full of tornadoes. At least 40 people dead in 7 states. Fox Weather's Katie Burns in an Alabama town with a lot of tornado wreckage.
The damage here in Gordo is mainly to homes and farms in town, but the Red Cross is on the ground here in Gordo helping people impacted by the storm. And as some roads remain impassable because of downed trees and power lines, schools are closed here today, too. On the list of things people need in this town right now, hammers and garbage bags.
America's listening to Fox News.
You've likely heard about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too, with their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. An easy, affordable way to see how it could literally change your life. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally, developed by doctors. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Trying it couldn't be easier with their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call. 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, every day you feel better is a day you live better. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start today. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
A lot of Americans will be wearing green today.
St. Patrick's Day started as a Catholic feast and grew into one of America's biggest cultural holidays. Parades, green beer, and festive outfits are just a few ways to celebrate, and some cities pull out all the stops. Wallet Hub recently ranked the best places in the U.S. to go for the occasion, with Boston coming in first. Reno, Nevada, home of the Leprechaun Crawl, is at number 2 on the list, followed by Savannah, Georgia, which traces its St. Patty's roots back to 1824. Savannah also has more bars per capita than any other city. Further down on the list at number 6 is Chicago, which dyes its river green, followed by New York City, which has the largest parade at almost 6 hours long with millions of spectators. In New York City, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks may fall again. Futures are down this morning after Friday's rebound. But despite that, the Dow and the Nasdaq still lost 2 to 3% last week, continuing a March sell-off. It is March Madness time in college basketball. The NCAA tournaments are set on the men's side.
Of the 16 SEC teams, 14 made it to the big dance. Only LSU and South Carolina were left out. 2 SEC squads picked up number 1 seeds, Auburn in the South region and Florida in the West. The Gators are back in the tourney for the first time in 11 years. The last SEC squad to win the national title was Kentucky in 2012. The other 2 top-seeded teams are Duke in the East and Houston in the Midwest. 2-time defending champ Connecticut is an 8th seed in the West. The Huskies open their three-peat quest against Oklahoma. No team has won 3 straight men's titles since UCLA in the 1970s. Bob Mortale, Fox News.
Now, in the women's tournament, UCLA is the number 1 overall team. The other regional top seed, South Carolina, Texas, USC. In golf, the Players' Championship's gone to overtime. Rory McIlroy and J.J. Spawn will face each other in a playoff today at the TPC Sawgrass Course in Florida. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Jackson County's EMA and rescue squad safely rescued 2 people from floodwaters that surrounded a home along the Roaring River Sunday morning. More than 3 inches of rain fell across the region Saturday into Sunday. Officials urging residents to exercise caution for the next several days due to flooding and roadway damages. Putnam County among 82 of Tennessee's 95 counties who reported unemployment rates below 5% in January, despite a slight uptick in its rate over the previous month. The county's rate increased 0.3 of a percentage point to 3.7%. Cookeville police have arrested a man for allegedly uploading child sexual abuse materials to his cell phone. 24-year-old Marcel Burgess charged with sexual exploitation of a minor. Cookeville PD says they began investigating in December after receiving a tip about a resident being in possession of child sexual abuse material. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:06 now.
We're going to talk about Day of Hope with Pete Smith and Adrian Lees. Pete is with Power of Putnam. Adrian is with Tennessee Tech. And what's your official title, Adrian?
I am our Senior Prevention Coordinator at the Center for Addiction Prevention and Support.
See, that was so long of a title that I thought I would let you say that.
Yes, you can call us CAPS for short. That's our acronym.
CAPS.
All right. Phew.
We'll be doing that.
Yeah. Boy, how about those things at CAPS? Boy, I tell you. That's some tough stuff you got going on there.
Yep.
Our Putnam, though, always doing great things as well. So have y'all teamed up on something, or what's going on?
We teamed up with Tech doing the Day of Hope, which started back in 2020. The governor made the 10th. March 10th is actually the Day of Hope, but we're celebrating it this Saturday on the 22nd.
Okay. And what all goes on for that?
We're going to have a day where we're going to bring together all the resources in the region, really. This is kind of going to close out the Day of Hope celebrations for the region, the Upper Cumberland, and we're going to have all kinds of resources up there, anything and everything that's really bringing hope to the community. And we're going to have some speakers. We have some speakers lined up to tell us how they're bringing hope to the region, and it's just going to be a day to celebrate it and bring hope to the community.
So a lot of different community resources coming together as one. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what are some of those?
Well, Adrian, you got those?
Well, CAPS is one.
Yep, CAPS will be there. We're talking about our peer support recovery meetings. The Stevens Center will be there. We've got some volunteer behavioral health people coming to hang out with us. We have our Ropes 3 coordinators. They'll be doing naloxone, handing out naloxone kits for drug overdose reversal. We've got, we've got such a long list, it's hard to remember them.
That's what I keep drawing a blank every time it comes up. But I'm also I'm the Lifeline for the region, so I'll be there.
Lifeline will be there.
I work with the Lifeline project through Power Putnam.
So what is that? What's the Lifeline?
I do a lot of just talking to people is one of the biggest things that I do, and it's trying to bring down the stigma that's around addiction and mental disorders. I try to help people get into recovery treatment when they're looking for that. We work real closely with the Tennessee Red Line, which is a number you can call, and if you're in crisis, and then that gets routed to me. So I'm kind of the middleman they'll get some resources when they make that call too. But if they don't want to navigate that on their own, or they just really don't know what to do, because most of the time when you're in crisis, you don't know what to do.
Sure.
And you just need somebody to kind of walk you through it, and that's what I do. I just walk them through it. I'll get them to a treatment place. I'll get them housing if they need it, in a halfway house or something like that, sober living, or if they need detox, we get them, treatment right away, and try to help them. We also do trainings as a Lifeline. There's 10 of us across the state, and then there's 10 hybrids that go into our more kind of secluded areas, and
I figured there'd be more than 10.
Yeah, 20 total.
Okay, I get you.
10 of us that have larger areas, like there's 11 counties here in Upper Cumberland, and I cover 9 of those.
Still, you'd think that throughout the state, there'd be more than that.
Yeah, well, we're spread out, but we work really hard to get it out there and to try to prevent.
Well, you were talking about the stigmas. What are some of the stigmas you're trying to overcome for the folks that you have in the recovery and that you see?
There's a lot out there that just people just don't understand. There's still a lot that people think that it's just a choice, and it is. It's a choice the first time you use, but after that it does become a disease because it just changes us. It changes our minds, changes our brains, and
I'm trying to educate people really how the drugs work in certain folks. I mean, because it can affect people differently too.
Correct. Absolutely, it does. If you have some other things going on in your life, and then that drug is just going to escalate it and it's going to change you. And then the people out there that are really suffering from it, they really don't know what they're doing, and they do get to a point to where they want help. They just don't know where to get it, and they don't know how to go about it.
And don't know who's out there really to help.
Correct, and that's one of the things that we're trying to do. One of the things we're trying to do with the Day of Hope is to let people know that there is help out there and where to find that help. And there's a lot of help out there. I'm new to the state. I moved up here in 2021, and there's a lot going on up here.
So where were you from originally, Steve?
I moved up from Louisiana, Farmerville, Louisiana.
And so you said is it more here in this area than you were used to?
I think they're doing a lot more.
Okay.
As far as like the drug use and things like that, I don't believe it's more than anywhere else. I just think we're doing a lot more up here to try to combat it.
More resources.
More resources, more education. People that are really wanting to help. People that are really wanting to change the face of what's going on with the crisis that the country's in, really.
How did you get involved with this kind of work?
That's a
Is that a loaded question?
Roundabout story. I came from corporate world, and I made a move. We moved up here in 21, like I said. And for some odd reason, I thought it'd be great to move to Memphis. And
that'd be for some odd reason.
So we left Cookeville. Me and my wife, we left Cookeville and we moved to Memphis. And that lasted about 3 months. And
you're like, this is not for us.
Let's get out of here.
Not for us, we tried. We were okay. Well, let's look in Mississippi. That's not too far from Memphis, and it just didn't. It was never right. So I came back, and it's one of those things where I never felt, and I just knew that I needed to come back to Cookeville.
Yeah.
And through that, my wife really met Bill Gibson, and she just told him, she wanted to I want to get my husband back to Cookeville, and he needs a job, and so he just called me one day, and we just started talking. And I guess it was 3 or 4 weeks later that he called me and said he had an opportunity, and before I left, I'm friends with Will Roberts, and he said that if you could get paid to just work in recovery, would you do it? And I said, yeah, that would be a dream. And so moved to Memphis. All that happens, come back, meet Bill Gibson, and Bill Gibson says, hey, we have an opening for a Lifeline. And I had no idea what that was, and he started telling me about it. And I probably pushed it off for about 2 weeks, and then I just, what are you doing? This is what you said.
Right,
You said
yeah.
before you left that this would be a dream, you know. Why are you pushing this off? So I called him back, and luckily it was still open. They were still interviewing, and I did an interview, and here I am.
Here you are.
It's been a ride ever since. So
That's good. We're talking to Pete Smith with Power of Putnam and Adrian Lee. Did I get that right? Lees. I'm so sorry. Adrian Lees. And she's with a big, long worded thing at Tech. We're going to call it CAPS. All right. We got more with them coming up here in just a little bit on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement?
I wish I could retire.
Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Retire the Right Way, with Aaron Wright. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Your Cookeville Gas Department works closely with contractors to make certain no gas line is broken when excavation is done. However, there are times when damage does occur. If you smell gas where construction is being done, please notify the gas department immediately. Better yet, call us before you dig and let us locate the lines for you. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas, energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
You enjoy the thrill of gambling, but what happens when it becomes a problem? Whether you want to cut back or quit gambling altogether, the Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling for over 2 decades. We're here to help, not to judge. The Gambling Clinic is a Tennessee-based clinic offering in-person and telehealth support to help people win back their life. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Brought to you by the Gambling Clinic, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
If you have automotive needs, Dependable Auto Sales and Service, along with Colonial Automotive, would love to help you. Whether it's towing or service, body shop needs, are you ready for a new car? We have everything you need, including the financing, including the warranties. It doesn't matter what it is, DAS is on your side. Please come see us at 1575 Interstate Drive, right here in Cookeville, 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-7355, 24/7 at dasautosales.com.
Hey, you exhausted every day? Maybe you have the 3 p.m. crash or struggling with memory issues, having a hard time focusing. You have to stop and pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. I never run out of energy, and I'm fully focused. Strong Cell. It's a revolutionary supplement that has truly changed my life. I use it every single day. It gives you natural energy, helps me stay focused all day long, and just makes me feel better overall. Whether you're a working mom or dad or homeschooling your kids or some of our loyal men and women behind the wheel across the country, try Strong Cell. It'll change your life. Linda uses it as well.
I use it every single day. I have my kids using it, my parents using it, my in-laws using it, my friends using it, and I am telling you, it is immediate. It is one of the only ways you can get NADH on the market, and it works.
Go to HannityStrong.com. Use the promo code Hannity. You get a special 20% off any order. Once again, HannityStrong.com. And Strong Cell believes in their products so much, you get a 60-day no-risk policy. Invest in your health. I did it. It changed my life.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila, and we're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:18 now.
Pete Smith is with us. He is with Power of Putnam's Lifeline. And Adrian Lees with CAPS. That is with Tennessee Tech. So, again, what does CAPS stand for?
We are the Center for Addiction Prevention and Support at Tennessee Tech.
Is it different addictions at Tech than it is in, say, the rest of the community? I mean, is it more kids trying drugs to stay awake to study or have more focus? Is it more of that kind of stuff, or is it the same things that you would see in the rest of the community?
I think it's right on par with what you'd see with the rest of the community. I mean, each college student is different. Everybody has their own vices.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we focus on the same things on the campus as we would in the community.
Okay.
We do a lot of prevention with our students, safe alcohol consumption, things like that. Right before spring break, we did a Arrive Alive, so everybody pledged to not drink and drive over spring break. So we focus on things that might be more niche to the college population, but we also service the community as well. So we try to keep our focus kind of equal for both.
Well, I asked Pete about his story. What is your story about getting involved with the work you do with CAPS and being so passionate about it?
Like Pete's, I have kind of a longer story. I went back to college as an older adult. So when I went to tech, I was probably 28, 29, and I sat in a room full of these youngsters. To me, they're youngsters, 19, 20, year old kids. And my heart really went out for them, for the things that they were dealing with that are just so unique to that time in your life, right? Like you're juggling, being on your own for the first time, paying bills for the first time, focusing and getting to class on time, on top of that added substance misuse that a lot of them dabble in at that age, right? It's normal to have kind of a, just a college
experimental age. Yes. Yeah.
And so trying to juggle that and just some of the things they didn't know to cover your drink, to make sure you have a safe ride home, just different things. So my heart really went out to that. And after I graduated, kind of floundered for a bit, didn't really know where I wanted to be. And I had a professor that reeled me back in, Dr. Ramsey. She's our co-director. She was like, well, come on back and love on these college students like I know you're good at. So that's how I ended up back there hanging out with the youth. They're fun.
The youths.
Yeah. Keep me young. So
Do they come to you sometimes for advice?
Yeah, we have 4 student prevention specialists that work under me, and sometimes they will just the most random stuff. First time events, I wrecked my car this weekend. What am I supposed to do? And just different things like that.
Kind of like an umbrella, like an older sister or mom figure to some of them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the addictions may start in college because they're out on their own for the first time, they're curious, and then they really don't realize how they could get addicted to even alcohol and things like that?
Right, yeah, and I think college, you can really skirt around facing your addiction, right? Like you make your own schedule for a good portion of it. If you're really focused, you can get your homework done and then still kind of breed that addiction. It's not normally until after you graduate until you really open your eyes and see, oh, wow, I can't drink all night long and then make it to my 7 a.m. job 5 days a week. And
amen to that.
Yeah, and that's when they really start to realize, oh, maybe I was starting to develop a habit. That's why we try to get in there when it's just developing and say, hey, don't you think it's a little weird that you have a hard time waking up in the morning, or that you're putting this substance before your friends and your relationships? Or don't you think it's a little weird that maybe this makes you feel bad all the time and you're kind of having financial crisis over how much you're spending on this one certain substance? Try to meet it before they go out into the real world and that addiction greets them.
Trying to make it make some sense that this is not the right thing to do. That's a hard thing to do in your 20s, is to make wrong things right in your head, or right thing, whatever I'm trying to say there.
As humans, we make excuses for things we want to do or want to be involved with.
Sure.
Especially being in addiction, those are the number one excuse making, and I don't mean this to sound bad, but they're great at lying.
Yeah, it's just your brain seeking that dopamine. It's a cycle of reward. So once you get caught up in it, it's hard to see that you're doing things that are going to negatively impact you. It's not really something that I think people in active addiction want to be making those decisions. They're just making them to please that pain that they're trying to push away.
At that age, starting about 13, 14 years old, all the way through college, they pretty much already know everything these kids do.
Oh, correct. They're
right.
so smart.
So, a lot of times, even if you're not talking to them about addiction, even if that's not the thing that they're, if it's not drugs or alcohol that they're addicted to or something like that, to change their behavior is just a difficult thing. They're so daggum stubborn. I'm glad I wasn't that way. I mean, right? I mean,
We'll find a way. Everybody, we'll find a way to get what we want.
Yeah,
that's right.
When you
And we're smart about getting what we want, even if it's a dumb decision for us.
when we throw drugs on top of that, we'll almost do anything.
Yeah.
To get what we want.
Well, it alters what you want, and that's not always the best thing for the person.
Well, something that came up in my
Never the
mind
best
when you were talking, Adrian, is, and correct me, Pete, I know with Lifeline and that it's a slow process sometimes with this addiction. It starts out innocently, and then all of a sudden it builds, and they're thinking, oh, wow, I'm having trouble actually holding a job. I'm having trouble going to my classes, and they wonder where they got that way, and they're just all trying to numb pain and or have what they think is fun, and then it turns into needing it all the time. So that's kind of a stigma there too, that it doesn't happen just all of a sudden. It can be a slow process, and it's hard to get back to that person they were before, if they ever will be that person.
Some of the drugs that are out there now, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, as soon as you have it, you can become addicted, right? Like crack or fentanyl or anything like that.
Some of it is pretty potent, and yes, it changes your mind real quick, and you become to where you need it or want it,
Mhm.
and you become where you need it.
Right.
Yes, that is out there.
It's scary. It's, you keep hearing about fentanyl use and all this stuff and how powerful it is and what it can do to you, even just a little amount. And then when you talk to like law enforcement, you find out that the people who were on it, they really don't care about that part. And that's scary to me, because it's almost like some people who get into addiction can't find their own self-worth. Is that true, or am I making that up in my head?
No, I think you're skirting around it there pretty good. But it is people, and a lot of times the more danger, kind of the better that they're looking for, because they're looking for that original high that they got, and they're chasing that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you add the fentanyl and all that into the drugs, that they were never using that in the first place.
Right.
But now that's going to add a little more to it, and they want to try that to get back to that original. And it's getting, and our drugs out there are changing every day.
Getting more powerful.
They are, and just more dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't really know more powerful, but more dangerous.
Right. So it's the thing that's coming up at Tech. That is the 22nd. So that will be Saturday. Mm-hmm. What time does it start?
1 o'clock. It'll be from 1 to 4 on Saturday.
And where will it be?
It will be on 10 West Broad Street, the Old Regions Building, the Center for Addiction for Prevention and Support. We're on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
So you see our decals on the window. You kind of walk around from the Regions parking lot to the side, take the elevator up, and we're on the 3rd floor.
Is there a cost involved or anything like that?
No cost. Just show up.
And public is welcome to be there.
More than welcome, yes.
Everyone's welcome to be there. Like I said, we got some speakers. Will Roberts is one, Ryan Henry from UC Recovery, Tammy Michaela from Heart of Hope, Justin Villes will be there from Recovery Kitchen at Independence again. He's also on the board at Hearts. Michael Anderson from Tennessee Suicide Prevention Network, and Justin Cantrell will be speaking about our regional overdose prevention.
Wow. Great guest speakers. And of course, if you are battling with addiction, it's okay to show up.
It is. Yes. It's very okay to show
Very
up
okay.
There. We got the people up there that want to talk to you.
Sure. I mean, and that'd be wow, what a great spot to show up. I mean, if you are struggling, this Saturday could change your life, and it's going to be a great thing. I got Pete Smith and Adrian Lee's here with us. Y'all do incredible work in our community, so thank you both so much for taking this on. It's a big thing to do. I imagine also a pretty emotional thing to do, but there's some times that
can be emotional.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I bet. I mean, how could it not be? I mean, one way or the other. I just imagine it to be a pretty emotional job.
I don't think anyone does the job that we do for fun.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have to
Right.
have a heart for it.
Sure. Well, guys, thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Steve Chapman from Rising Above Ministries will be here next, so hang out with us on Good Morning Cookeville.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. Jackson County's EMA and rescue squad safely rescued 2 people from floodwaters that surrounded a home along the Roaring River Sunday morning. More than 3 inches of rain fell across the region Saturday into Sunday. Officials urging residents to exercise caution for the next several days due to flooding and roadway damages. Putnam County among 82 of Tennessee's 95 counties who reported unemployment rates below 5% in January, despite a slight uptick in its rate over the previous month. The county's rate increased 0.3 of a percentage point to 3.7%. Cookeville police have arrested a man for allegedly uploading child sexual abuse materials to his cell phone. 24-year-old Marcel Burgess charged with sexual exploitation of a minor. Cookeville PD says they began investigating in December after receiving a tip about a resident being in possession of child sexual abuse material. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The NCAA tournament bracket was released yesterday. The Tennessee Volunteers are a 2 seed in the Midwest bracket and play Wofford in the first round on Thursday at 5:50 in Lexington. With a win, they would play the winner of UCLA and Utah State. Auburn was the number 1 overall seed in the South, with Duke in the East, Houston in the Midwest, and Florida in the West. The Tennessee Tech women found out where they'll be headed during the women's selection show on Sunday. As winners of the OVC tournament, they received an automatic berth and will be a 16 seed going to South Carolina to play the number 1 Gamecocks on Friday. The Cleveland Cavaliers had their franchise best win streak of 16 games snapped yesterday as they fell to the Magic 108-103. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Nets beat the Hawks 122-114, Lakers over the Suns 107-96, and 76ers beat the Mavericks 130-125. Join us tonight for some high school baseball as the Upperman Bees open up district play against the Stone Memorial Panthers. First pitch from Baxter is set for 5:30, weather pending on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News. A man is dead after a semi-crash on White Creek Pike. The Nashville Department of Transportation says a tractor-trailer and a car collided late last week at the intersection of Jackman Road, sending the passenger vehicle slamming into a third car. 65-year-old Michael Capps was pronounced dead at the scene. Witnesses report the big rig burst into flames, but no one else was hurt. Memphis police releasing more details regarding the death of a toddler who was struck by a vehicle last week. The 20-year-old driver unknowingly struck the child while coming out of his driveway on Cottonwood Road. The child became stuck under the car until the driver hit a dip at Goodlet Street. The driver stayed on scene, and the 2-year-old boy was taken to Le Bonheur Children's Hospital, where he died from his injuries. Police noted a streetlight outage in the area. The driver won't be charged for striking the child, but was given tickets for no license plate and a lack of proof of insurance. I'm Lee Mowen. Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't seen your lap in months. And even more stuff. But still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
The TBI has issued a silver alert for 53-year-old Robert Henry. Authorities say Henry is nonverbal and was last seen March 4th at a property near Albion Street in Nashville. He's described as 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 240 pounds, with red hair and blue eyes. Anyone with information on Robert's whereabouts or has to call Metro Nashville Police or the TBI Find Hotline. It's officially March Madness, Tennessee. As the Volunteers claim the number 2 seed in the Midwest region, they'll prepare to spar with number 15 Wolford and Lexington Thursday at 6. Friday action, the Atlantic Sun champions Lipscomb get the 14th seed and battle number 3 Iowa State Friday at 1:30 from Milwaukee. Number 5 Memphis, the American Athletic Conference regular season and tournament champs, get number 12 Colorado State Friday at 2 from Seattle. Vanderbilt, the 10th seed in the East region, they'll get number 7 St. Mary's in Cleveland this Friday at 3:15. All times are Eastern. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Monday morning forecast. Calm conditions have returned to the region, and so is the cold this morning. Skies will be sunny heading into the afternoon hours, with highs only topping out in the low to mid-50s. North-northwest wind at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight will be mainly clear with lows in the upper 30s. Spring-like warmth returns tomorrow with highs around 70.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400 The
Good morning,
Hub.
Cookeville. Jason and Sheila live here in the Willow Window Studio. Before we move on, I want to give Anthony Taylor of the Upper Cumberland Weather all kinds of pats on the back. That weather coming through over the weekend, man, he was so on spot with everything, and tracked a tornado that sparred all the way up to Monterey, and he just did such a great job, and we're lucky to have him doing our weather and being able to add him to our Hub Plus video product that we have. It's not a product really, it's just a Roku app that you can download for free, and always get Upper Cumberland weather on there 24/7. But then he breaks in on our regular Hub Plus channel, which is available on cable and all that, and just did a really good job. So pats on the back to our new weather guy, Anthony Taylor. 7:36.
And we're also lucky to have Steve Chapman here with us. He's vice president of Rising Above Ministries, and you're president of the ministry. Well, I'm trying to remember your title exactly. Go ahead, help me with that.
Vice president. It's a long title that makes, it's just, I work for Rising Above Ministries.
There you go.
Simple
Yeah.
enough, right?
And the spring prom is coming up next Friday, and this is so exciting for everybody involved in Rising Above, because it gives them a chance to celebrate and have fun.
Yeah.
So Rising Above is just for those that may be new to the area, not know what Rising Above is, can you kind of give them a little synopsis about Rising Above Ministries?
Absolutely. So we're in our 20th year. Jeff and Becky Davidson started this ministry in 2005. So we're in our 20th year of serving families in the Upper Cumberland. There are about nearly 2 million people in Tennessee live with some type of disability, about 1 in 3. So that
20 million in Tennessee.
2 million. 2 million in
20.
Tennessee. Yeah, no,
My
there's not that many people in
goodness.
Tennessee, right? Sometimes it feels like they're all in Cookeville now.
I don't know where I heard the 20.
Yeah,
According to the latest census, we're over 148,000 people now.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
And nuts.
And so there's a lot of people living with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so Rising Above Ministries, our ministry is to come alongside these families and offer support, encouragement, resources, because when you become a disability family, when you receive a diagnosis, it flips your whole world. You are now living Plan B. This is not what you thought your life was going to look like.
Right.
And there's not a manual. There's a lot of great resources, but navigating that and finding it. And disabilities are so diverse. If you've met one individual with a disability, you met one individual with a disability, because there's just a wide range there. So we try to step into that chaos, into that journey with them, and offer support, encouragement. We have small groups, we do local events, we have national resources through our website, through our app, just to come alongside families and say, it's going to be different, it's going to be hard, but your life's not over.
And you guys know this. You know this in your family. Becky knows this in her family.
Yes.
And you guys are the ones that keep pushing this forward, and you understand what they're going through
we
because
live it.
you've experienced it.
Right. We're not. I tell people all the time, we're not professionals. We're not experts. We're practitioners. We live this life, so we totally get those challenges and those struggles. And so that's what we do. We come alongside these families and just try to bring hope and encouragement to them.
Talk about there's no manual. There's no manual for really any part of life. You can't go and look up, how to do this. But you can get someone who's been there, done that, and got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that may not be that may not be the answer to what's going on in your life, but it's a good starting spot.
Yes. Yes.
And so that's what y'all are providing.
Yes.
The starting spot.
Yeah. And connecting families. It's just good to know that you're not the only one out there.
I can't imagine before Rising Above what families did, because just having the support group to say it's okay to feel the way you feel lost at first, I'm sure. Yes. I can't even speak for you because I haven't experienced that, but you're like, where do I turn next? What do I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've got a place with Rising Above.
Right. So 20 years in, a lot of people know about us.
Right.
And we get referrals. People are like, oh, you should call Rising Above Ministries. It is a great place to start. There's a lot that we don't do, but we know
where to
places
send
that
them.
do, and we can help you find out, okay, what is the next step? And for a lot of these families in that initial season, you just got to keep breathing and let's bring some hope. Because hope is a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially when you just feel like, I don't know what to do. And if you can step in and say and offer some hope, that's a game changer.
Well, when you first find out, I'm sure you feel hopeless because you're like, where do I turn?
Hopeless, angry, disappointed, disillusioned, frustrated, scared.
We all have this plan in our head what we think our life's going to be.
Right.
Well,
nobody's plan ever amounts to what they thought at first. I mean, there's always curveballs.
Maybe a little bit of, what did we do? I mean, this is going to sound terrible. What did we do to deserve this?
Oh, yes. Or what did we do wrong?
What did we do wrong?
Yes.
So I bet there's some self-blame, probably some self-loathing in that process as well.
Absolutely.
But the spring prom that's coming up, it's special because kids with special needs get to experience something that everybody else gets to experience. And that's a huge deal.
Yeah. Yes, our spring prom's coming up March 28th. Life Church is hosting it, and we partner with them on this. It's for any individual with disabilities, any type of disability, ages 14 and up. Okay. So we will literally have special guests, we call them, from 14 to 78, 80 years old. It is so neat seeing some of these folks come in there, and it is just it's a blast.
So it's not just for kids.
No, it's actually for 14 years and up. So anybody 14 and up living with a disability is invited to come.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so it's great. Our registration is actually closed. Okay. And we have nearly 200 guests coming.
Oh my gosh!
And it's going to be great. We have a red carpet. They walk in, and we have a paparazzi that cheers and claps for them, and they love that. I mean, because these are people that honestly rarely get celebrated.
Yeah.
And so here's an opportunity. We celebrate them. We have a respite room for their parents or caregivers, and we feed them and love on them. And we have karaoke, photo booth. And food. I mean, it's a prom.
This is the first time some of them have even experienced anything like this or having to dress up and feel fancy.
Oh, yes.
And everybody loves that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everybody, but most of us do.
I'd say most do, especially if they're going to walk a red carpet and get their picture made and all that stuff. I bet that's a whole thing.
Do some want to go back on that red carpet?
They do it multiple times. Yes, they'll pair up with somebody else and walk down together. And I love it. It is great. I mean, some of them work it. Trust me. Yes.
Well, yeah.
It's a show.
I love it.
Who wouldn't do that? I would.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
You got people lined up.
Not everybody's like us, but a lot are like us that like the spotlight and red carpet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, if it was like allowed, like if Like, wouldn't that be great if like
Every morning having a red carpet.
right?
Yes, you should do that, right? Yes.
I love it.
Right. I mean, I think that'd be cool for anybody, and then to be able to experience it this way, and I bet the joy,
Of seeing them.
well, not just that. You know, we've been around enough. You know, people with special needs. It's real joy. You don't have to wonder if it's real joy or not.
No, right.
And to me, that's just magical to see that.
And being in the moment, living in that moment,
Yeah.
and just loving every minute of it.
Yeah, they're not worried about, their Instagram or anything like that. They're just there to have a great time, and that's got to be inspiring almost.
Yeah. Well, it's what we tell people that volunteer, and we need a lot of volunteers. We need over probably 250 volunteers.
So you're still looking for
We still
them?
have you can still volunteer. We're still looking for some volunteers. You don't have to have any special skills. We'll train you. We'll equip you. You're not going to be asked to do anything that you're uncomfortable with. That's not in your wheelhouse or anything like that. But the volunteers love it. I mean, you get a front row seat to see that joy that you're talking about. You get and you get to hang out with these individuals, and this is great because a big part of what we're trying to do is move people. Typically, your first response to someone with a disability is pity.
Sure,
and that's a natural response. Man, I feel sorry for that person. But when you spend an evening like this and you're hanging out,
then you think, I feel sorry for me because I can't.
Right?
Yeah.
But it moves from pity to realizing these are not problems to be fixed. These are people to be loved. And you fall in love with them and you realize, I enjoy hanging out with this person.
I enjoy the
with all
honesty of
their
them,
quirks and maybe their disabilities, but wow, this is a person here.
Right.
And they are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Those quirks are some of my favorite things about them.
Yeah,
You know,
100%. We're talking
Great.
to Steve Chapman with Rising Above Ministries. The spring prom is coming up March 28th. We'll talk to Steve more about that on the way on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window studio. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. One of our clients says something interesting about why he chose us. He said the financial advisor he had worked with up to this point in his life wasn't the one to get him through retirement. Is that you? You've made it this far, but you recognize you don't get a do-over when you're actually in retirement. It's not too late to feel confident about your financial future. The first step is easy. Set up a phone consultation or in-person meeting with any of our offices by calling us at 615-851-1950 or just go to paulwinkler.com.
And now located in Cookeville.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? Yikes. When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Here's how to get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Plans start at just $20 a month, and that's not a short-term promo. Our US-based experts will get you switched and saving in about 20 minutes. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health. Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/today. Ethos.com/today.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila with you. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:49 now.
Steve Chapman is with Rising Above Ministries, and we're talking about the spring prom that's coming up next Friday on the 28th. And you guys are still looking for volunteers. And a lot of folks think, well, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to do, don't know how to react. Just go, right?
Right.
Just go.
Just come and
just volunteer.
I don't know that I've ever met anyone that has volunteered at any of our events that regretted it, or that was like, oh, that wasn't. You can't help but come away just realizing this was a beautiful thing. It was a fun thing. We're gonna like I say, we're gonna train you. We're gonna give you an orientation, go over simple things. You really can't mess this up. And I know that's where a lot of people, there's that fear of like, well, what if I say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing? First of all, we're going to give you lots of good tips, and we're going to be there with you. And the truth of the matter is, you really can't mess it up. If you just
as long as you come with an open mind and wanting to love on people,
yes,
you're going to be fine.
Yes, you're going to have a great time. And yes, and you're not alone. I mean, there's tons of folks there, and we're there to help along the way with anything. And because these are just people. Mm-hmm. Yes, there's some differences. There's some disabilities there, obviously, but that doesn't define them. I love what one young lady with a disability one time said. She said, "My disability is the least interesting thing about me."
I love that.
And I thought that is so great, right?
It is.
There's
It's great.
so much more to these individuals, and you get a front row seat to experience that at this event.
It's so funny. You know, if we all thought more like they did, it'd be a whole lot better.
Oh, this world
would be a whole lot better because, you know, they're out there trying not to be identified with something while everyone else is out there trying to be identified as
so
something.
right.
You know, everybody wants to be in a box, and they have no box.
Yes.
And, you know, the worries that we have, or they do not.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of, then you do. You realize that your daily worries really don't even matter. And to me, that's the biggest eye opener from.
It's the most refreshing thing about being involved.
Because you can get in the mud real quick with your own worries and things like that. But then when you realize, oh, well, maybe that doesn't matter.
Right.
And
everything's okay.
And that's a great lesson to learn.
Sure.
So
well, then when you see just what you were saying, and then when you realize what many of these folks live with on a daily basis, because of their disability, the challenges, and yet that they still have that perspective on life, joy. That's kind of we need to hang around with these folks.
That's
trust
right,
me,
yeah.
because they bless your life. Because they bring so much life to this world. And I'm just thankful that we get to be a part of raising that awareness in our community. Like I said, we've been doing this for 20 years now. And through these events where we bring in volunteers, many who, we'll have tech students that come to this, and fraternities, organizations, baseball teams, and they get a front row seat to just hopefully break down some of those fears and some of those stereotypes that they probably have.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity. Absolutely.
So when somebody does volunteer, what kind of things would they be doing if they were going to help for the spring?
Yeah. So our biggest need right now is what we call host, and that is every special guest that comes will receive a host, and that host is basically just their guide for the evening. You'll make sure they have what they need. If that we have food available, there's karaoke, sing
They
with
have
them.
a personal assistant.
Personal
for the
assistant that
night.
just hangs out with them. Yes, and again, you don't have to have a special ed degree. You don't have to be studying special ed. You don't have to have therapy. These are just people from all walks of life who just come in and hang out, make sure these folks have what they need. You hang out with them, dance with them, do karaoke with them. It's just a super fun evening. So we need a lot of those folks.
Because you have 200 folks
200,
that are
200
involved in the
guests.
prom, and then you need an assistant with each one of them.
Right.
I'm going to say assistant. That's just somebody helping them with the night.
Right.
You
We
can
used to-
act like
we
you're
used to call
J-Lo's
it-
assistant.
Yes, we used to call them buddies. Now we just call them host. You have a host. Every guest has a host. And this is your person just going to hang out with you, make sure you have a great time.
Your job is just to make sure they have fun.
Yes.
That's a heck of a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then do they do the paparazzi too? Because I always thought that, to me, that's one of the coolest pieces of the whole shebang.
Like they are superstars.
It really gets it started.
Yeah,
I mean, that you started off on a really cool high note. They automatically walking in feeling like $1 million.
Yes.
And just what a great way to start that. Now, this is, you've been calling this spring prom. Is there also a fall prom?
No, in the fall, we do what we call the Heroes Ball, and that is for the entire family. So mom, dad, siblings. That's for the whole family. It's a similar type of event, but it's more of it's a sit-down. That's a sit-down meal. We have dancing at that too, but that's more for the family. And so spring prom is just for individuals 14 years and up living with a disability. So, yeah.
And the registration to go to prom, that's cut off.
Yes, registration is closed. If you missed it, call us. We'll put you on a waiting list, and so if we have an opening, that's possible. But right now, we're in the process of kind of finalizing the volunteers. We still have lots of volunteer opportunities.
Now, if someone wants to reach out, be a volunteer, how do we do that?
Easiest way is just go to our website, risingaboveministries.org, and click on events. And then you'll see the spring prom, and there's a volunteer button. Just click on that. It'll take you right to the page, and you can find what you want.
Even on that site, risingaboveministries.org, it'll tell you more about it. If you are a family who has a special needs child or know somebody that with special needs and you just want to find out more about it, there's podcasts on there. You can get more involved with Rising Above Ministries because it's just a great organization. It's worldwide now because they're on the World Wide Web.
That's right.
As far as fundraisers go, do you have any of those planned here soon?
Well, we're always fundraising, and the prom. We have to have money to do this event, so you can sponsor an individual for $50 to go to the prom. There's different options and things to give. You want to be a corporate sponsor of the event, or just I want to sponsor 10 folks. Here's $500. I want to sponsor 10 individuals to come because obviously it costs to do these events. You can just hit the donate button on our website, and it'll take you there too, and you can put what you want to give and write in what you want it to go for.
Okay, so you just write. So if you want it to go to prom, then you just put spring prom there, and that's where the money will go.
You can write a check, mail it to us. Our address, everything's on our website. And sponsor with that for sure. But we're always looking for opportunities. I mean, your church, your civic organization, we'd love to come and just share a little bit about who we are and what we do, and opportunities for your organization to get involved with.
Yeah.
So there's lots. This is just one of many events we do throughout the year of ways locally organizations and individuals can get involved with us.
Well, that's great. If what Steve's been talking about has touched you in any way, and you want to sponsor one or you want to sponsor them all, get in touch with Steve or somebody. I mean, Steve can't be just answering the phones constantly. But I imagine if you wanted to sponsor every kid, Steve would get on the phone with you.
I'll answer that phone, which I don't like to do. Absolutely.
Or if you wanted to be a corporate sponsor,
Yes.
Those are all great things to do. This is a great organization to get behind in the community. 20 years, lots changed in 20 years.
Hasn't it?
Have you been with Rising Above the whole 20 years?
Not on staff. I've been involved as a family, as a volunteer, but about going on 3 years now that I've been on staff.
Wow. But even in 3 years, so much has changed.
Yes.
We got Steve Chapman here in the studio with us. Rising Above Ministries, the spring prom is coming up March 28th. Looking for volunteers and for some sponsorships. So that sounds great to you. Just get on their website. What was that one more time?
risingaboveministries.org.
risingaboveministries.org. Well, Steve, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. I always enjoy being here.
No problem. Sheila, who's on tomorrow?
Ashley Michael with Plenty Bookstore. They're doing something with Exceptional Being, and they're hosting some authors, and it's a Holocaust story. So that's real interesting. We'll talk to her more tomorrow at 7, and then after 7:30, Blair Dudley with Hip Cookeville.
Oh, man, he's got some great shows going on.
Yeah, we'll talk to him about those shows.
Got that Tom Petty show coming up, and you can get $5 off tickets if you just type in the promo code EAGLE. You can get $5 off your tickets, and we'll find out more about those shows from him coming up tomorrow. Have a great day. See you then. Bye.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400 WHUB Cookeville.